And it is time to get started. Hey, welcome to AtTheTrack.live. I am Coach James. I am the creator of and lead instructor for All About Aerodynamics. What is All About Aerodynamics, you ask? Glad you asked, even if you didn't ask. All About Aerodynamics is a science program where I use Hot Wheels cars to teach kindergarten through 6th grade students about a range of science and physics-related topics, including but not limited to friction, force, aerodynamics, drag, lift, Isaac Newton and his 3 laws of motion, kinetic energy, potential energy, elastic force, a whole range of topics. After we have covered all the science topics and conducted experiments to drive home those ideas, then and only then do I bring in about 400 different Hot Wheels cars, and each student has the opportunity to select a Hot Wheels car they think would be fastest in a series of races based on everything that they have learned in the class. After they have selected their cars, they weigh their cars, they test the speed of their cars, they check the year the car was manufactured, the materials the car is made from, all of the information that they can observe, they document in a spreadsheet, and then all that's left to do is race the cars. So they set up a 1/64 scale quarter-mile drag strip and race the cars and observe how their cars perform. Did their cars perform up to or below their expectations? And if they had the opportunity, would they choose that car again, or would they make a different choice based on everything they've learned in the class? In the end, we have fun with Hot Wheels and we learn science. What could be better? If you would like more information about our science program, all you have to do is go to our website, aaerodynamics.com, or you can visit us on Instagram, also aaerodynamics, and all of the information you need is in the bio. And we can discuss how to bring our program to your school or your organization or your special event. But this is not all about aerodynamics. This is All About Aerodynamics presents AtTheTrack.live. So what is AtTheTrack.live? Well, before I can bring in cars for the students to use, I have to make sure that I have them organized in a way that I can let the students use them and put them back in the right place when they're done and be ready for the next group. And in order to do that, I have to take a picture of each car, take a little video, I have to assign each car a number, I have to list it in my spreadsheet, and then the cars are ready to go. So I have a lot of cars, Hot Wheels cars, in storage that I haven't opened because I haven't put them in the fleet. So AtTheTrack.live gives me the opportunity to go and get some of those cars, grab those, open them up, take a look, get my picture, get my video, do a little review, and then since the track is already set up, we have a little tournament and find out which one of the new cars is the fastest. And at the end of the day, we will end up with a fastest car of the week. But wait, there's more. You have the opportunity to participate. All you have to do is go to AtTheTrack.live, and you're going to have 3 options: the YouTube stream link, the Twitch stream link, but the third link is the most important link. It's the one that says choose your car. If you select that link, you will be taken to this page, and on this page you will see all of the cars that are currently in the All About Aerodynamics AtTheTrack.live fleet, listed, numbered. You can click on a car, you can see a closer picture of the car, and you will be one step away from entering today's race. So all you have to do is find the car that you think would be faster than the other cars that I introduce and the other cars that other viewers have picked. And if your car is the fastest, you will win the tournament and you will get to take on our fastest in fleet car. Our fastest in fleet car is the car that's won the tournament the previous week. But as you scroll through, you're going to see that we have cars, as I always say, from the 70s, 80s, 90s, cars from the 2000s, some that were just released recently. And we have cars, we have trucks, we have character cars, we have cars that are very hard to describe. We had one that we were looking at on Wednesday that I still don't know how to describe it. I don't know if it was a truck. I don't know if it was, I don't know what it was, but there are just a range. I mean, we've got this one, the Berserk, with a buzzsaw right in the middle of the car. If that's what you like, we've got this crocodile car, the Croc Rod. We've got this strange, bizarre cars. If you're going to be more of a traditionalist, we can go right here with this 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS. And this is more of a, a traditional car. Sometimes that's the way to go on our track. Sometimes traditional is good. Sometimes fantasy is good. It just really depends. We have over 1,000. There are currently 1,019 different cars to choose from. We are going to add to that number today. And here's one of the cars, this Ice-T. This is a car definitely from the 70s. It is missing pieces. I don't know. I'm sure there was like a canopy that went up over the top. This is clearly a car that I had in my collection that even if I wasn't the one who played with it and did the damage, some kid played with it and did the damage. This is a heavy metal on metal car, metal base, metal body, with some plastic components on the interior, but for the most part metal on metal, which means it's going to be heavy, which a lot of the cars, the older cars, are. And it is the reason why it's in the fleet is because the axle's straight and the wheel still spins. So as long as there's a bunch of cars that I have from the 80s that I just can't use now because the axles are bent or the wheels are too damaged because I used to play with the cars. So there's a bunch that I have that can't be used, but when I find one, even if the body is kind of in bad shape, that's not the important part. The important part is whether or not the axle is straight and the wheels still spin. And this one, the wheels still spin. So if for some reason, I don't know why that would be, you want to choose the Ice-T, then you are more than welcome. You would take the number of the car, in this case 300, drop that in the chat, and then I would pull that car. Hey Christopher, how you doing? Yeah, so that is all you have to do. Just scroll through, find the car, drop the number in, and I will pull that car. We have there are so many cars, and every time I go to this page and I start scrolling through the list, I'm reminded of just how many cars we have, and there's cars that I've forgotten about. And a lot of these cars have not raced on the track because students tend to gravitate towards certain cars, whether that be character cars or Lamborghinis, especially Lamborghinis, Ferraris, those types of cars, Batmobiles, and some of the other character cars, which means that there's a lot of these cars that just have never been picked. All of the cars from about 450 to 1019 have all raced on the track because when we introduce new cars, we put them on the track. But all of the cars up to that number, so the first 400 plus cars, when the background changes, so 450. Yeah, so the first 450 cars, a lot of those cars have never raced on the track. Some of these other cars all of the cars with the blue backgrounds have raced on the track at some point, but a lot of these cars with the black background from number 1 to number 450 have never, ever been picked. I was just looking at one, like this one, 393, the Pile Driver. No one has ever picked this car. I have no idea if it's fast, and that means students, that means anybody. No one has ever picked this car to race, so I don't know what it would do on the track. Another one that has never ever been picked is 388 Hemi Cuda. That one. Now that one I wouldn't necessarily, I could kind of guess because we've had other cars similar to that one on the track, so that wouldn't be too much of a stretch. But you know, there are quite a few. So all you have to do, find the car that you want, take that number, drop it in the chat. I will pull that car, and just like that, you will be entered into the tournament. If you win the tournament, you will have the opportunity to take on our fastest in fleet car, which is currently, once again, it is this one. It is the BlitzSpeeder. The BlitzSpeeder is back. Christopher picked this car last week, and the BlitzSpeeder has been it has been the most dominant car that we have ever had on our track. But here's the thing, it has been beaten. It is not unbeatable. It has definitely been beaten. And but the cars that have beaten it are not necessarily going to be racing against it today. So all that means is that the BlitzSpeeder is it's just extremely, it's the fastest car that, well, it's currently our fastest car, and for much of 2025 it was the top car, and for the last part of 2024 it was the top car. But it was beaten. It was beaten by the Gazella R the first time, and then it was beaten by the Dogfighter, and then it came back, and then it was beaten by, I think it was that Mercedes-Benz 300E that beat it. So the BlitzSpeeder can be beaten, but it's hard. It's very rare for this car to be beaten, and last week it took out our former fastest in fleet car, the Hot Wheels Roll Cage, with ease. So it is going to take a very special car or the return of one of those other cars to beat the BlitzSpeeder. So we will see if the BlitzSpeeder is just all set up for another long run as fastest in fleet champion, or if we are going to see a change at the top. It's possible. Anything is possible. We've got 1,019 cars. We already know that at least 3 of the cars are faster than the BlitzSpeeder, or can beat the BlitzSpeeder. But of those 1,019 cars, if we take out the BlitzSpeeder, we're at 1,018. We take out the 3 that beat it, we're at 1. So there's 1,015 cars. Of those cars, odds are that there's at least one car that can beat the BlitzSpeeder. We are going to see if we come across that car today. Otherwise, we might be settling in for another long BlitzSpeeder reign as fastest in fleet champion. Let's see. The car that won the Hot Wheels Legends Tour is La Libre. Okay, I think I saw the post. And then usually it takes them about, a year to kind of get those made and into the stores. So I'll be looking for that. There are a couple of Hot Wheels Legends Tour winning cars that we have in the fleet. There's one that I think that truck that won, that big truck a couple of years ago. It's too big. I have it, but we can't. It doesn't fit into our launcher, so I can't put it on the track, unfortunately. But that is fine. We've got plenty of cars to put on the track today. And let's go ahead and see. I'm going to pull up my spreadsheet because I have starting to get into a situation where we've got so many cars in the fleet that I am running into duplicate cars. Even when I go into storage and pull cars out, what will happen is I'll buy a car. I might buy a car today, and then I put it in storage, and then a few months from now, Hot Wheels will put out another version of that car in a different color, and I'll see that and be like, wow, oh, I love it. And I pick it up and buy it, put it in storage. And eventually one of the cars in storage gets into the fleet. And then when I come across the second one, the duplicate, then I have to drop it. So that is just how it goes. But we are going to see. Let's see. Asking the Nash. If that's the name of it, let me take a look. I don't know if because sometimes the cars, I have them, but they haven't been put in the fleet. That's what happened with the that El Segundo Coupe and the El Segundo Rally. But those were actually different, so it was fine. The Nash, I do not see. I have the Child, the Falcon, the Flash, the Governor, the Hollinator, the Mystery Machine, the Vanisher, the Vanster, 2 Vansters for some reason. No, I don't see. Let's see. Let me look under in for just Nash. No, I don't have that. I don't have that one. So, I'd have to look at it. Sometimes I can look at the cars and know that I picked them up and they're somewhere in storage, but it's sometimes I have to see it. I'm more of a visual person, so sometimes I have to see it, and just reading the name doesn't really help me all that much. But all right, hey, rough shot. All right, let's see what we've got. I just grabbed a bunch of cars, and we're gonna see. Some of these are cool, and I hope there aren't already duplicates in the fleet because I kind of want these in there. So the first one up is this one, the 68 Mercury Cougar. And I like this car, and I hope it is not already in here. But if it is, good for me for putting it in there. 68 Mercury Cougar. 1968, we have a 68 Chevy Nova, a 68 Capo Camaro, a 68 Corvette. We do have a 68 Cougar, but it just says 68 Cougar. Oh, nope, we have a 68 Mercury Cougar. It's car number 336. Let's see if it looks better than this one. Car 336. Now the duplicates, when there are duplicates, it's good news for the students because it just means okay. So it's this one. This is the Mercury Cougar. I like this blue one, this race car version, better than this one with the flames. But hey, it's already in there, and it's unique looking. So this one ends up as a prize car, which is where all the duplicate cars end up. So again, some lucky student is going to be able to choose that as a prize if they win a game, if they have good citizenship, different things, different ways to win prizes. Okay, next up, we're going to try this one. Kind of think I have one of these, but I like the way this looks. This Mazda RX-7. Let's go ahead and see if we've got the Mazda RX-7 is, wow. Now, it's number 53, which means that there is a chance that it is an older version and there's something significantly different about it. Let's take a look. Right here. That is the exact same car. So, all right, there's another one, the Mazda RX-7, another duplicate. All right, this is going to be interesting because as I start going through these and we come up with duplicates and cars get pushed to the side, it's going to be a little tough. Here's another one, a Mazda RX-3, and we have one of those, 655. That is see what that one looks like. 655. And the reason I'm checking is because if there's some difference, some significant difference, and usually significant difference means the wheels are different. Let's see, what do we have here? The Mazda, it is the exact same car, and therefore, even though I like both of them, but this one has a little more detail. Even though the white one has all the decals, some things just get lost when they paint everything white, including the tail lights. But all right, so that's another prize car. I am 2 for 2, or 0 for 2, depending on how you're counting. Let's try this one. I'm pretty sure, I think we may have that, because last week we had the El Segundo Rally Yi, which was donated, and A, B, C, D. And that one, I think when I was checking, I realized that we didn't have this one. Didn't we put the Rally Yi in there? I thought we did. Maybe we, oh yeah. It's car number 1019. I don't see it listed, so I will need to double check. But nevertheless, it means that this one's not in there. So we finally came across our first. I didn't put that in there. This is weird. There is, I think I know what happened. I think that my spreadsheet it didn't save. Oh no, there it is. I was looking at the wrong list. Right there. El Segundo Rally Yi, number 1019. Well, number 1020 is going to be the El Segundo Coupe. So let's crack it open. Oh, wait, there's something on the back. Let's see. Born in 2022 in El Segundo, California. Designer Hot Wheels. Say hello to the second version of a certain special coupe. That's right, this one has wheels, so you'll burn rubber in no time. This one even has wheels. So is this the one that they made that was the keychain? There was one of these that was a keychain, and maybe this was the design of the car, because they're saying this one even has wheels. It's the second version, and this one has wheels. So maybe that is what they mean. So anyway, let's crack this open. Yeah, I have some cars that are doubles as well in the fleet, but I tried to not have doubles unless the wheels are different or there's some other actual difference in the car. Checking the weight, the BlitzSpeeder weighs in at 32.3 grams, and the El Segundo Coupe, so Christopher said that other one, the one that was just the keychain, the coupe clip, this El Segundo Coupe weighs in at 30.9 grams, and we are going to take a look at it here. This is a good looking car, and the black and gold, very nice. I'm gonna go ahead and get my video there while I put in car number 1020, the El Segundo Coupe, and I think this car should do well. I don't have any reason to think that it won't. Yeah, I agree. It's light. Aerodynamic profile, pretty good. And, we haven't put it in the wind tunnel, but this could be the car. I wouldn't be surprised if this car is fast. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Flat back end. Aerodynamics look good. A small profile on the front end, and not a lot of surface area to block the airflow. So you never know. This could be the one. But that BlitzSpeeder is just that's a tough car. That is a tough car to beat. Every time the BlitzSpeeder has been beaten, I've been surprised. Like it's just you guys have been watching and seeing the BlitzSpeeder. It really is a surprise when that car gets beaten, and it's taken some really interesting cars to beat it. Let's see. Let me switch this over and zoom in a bit. And now it's funny because after Christopher picked the BlitzSpeeder, given that we knew what the BlitzSpeeder could do, Roughshod threatened to go with the Dogfighter, the car that absolutely has the BlitzSpeeder's number, but instead he ended up going with a different pick. And the car that he did pick, I'm really interested to see it on the track. We saw it in the wind tunnel, and it was definitely impressive in the wind tunnel. But there's obviously a difference between impressive in the wind tunnel and impressive on the track. So we'll see if it can be both. But it's definitely got my curiosity raised a bit. So, all right, we have the Segundo Coupe as our first entrant. Let me see. Hopefully, I can pick another car that does not have... let me check the manufacturing year on this one. 2022 for that one. The Segundo Coupe. 2022. All right. Let's see. Next up, how about... check out, might not be able to see this one because it is green, and the background's green, this Lotus Evija. Let me check, see if we've got one of these. I know we definitely have Lotuses, oh man, there's a bunch of Lotuses. We have a Lotus Concept, Cortina, Lotus Esprit F Fast with faster than ever wheels, Lotus Project M250. We have three. See, this is exactly what I mean. There are 3 Lotus M250s in the fleet, all of which the only difference seems to be the color. 324, 231. 324, 231. 324, 231. So let's look. 324. This one. So we've got that version. We have one at 312, which is this version. Although the wheels might be different, so that might be a little bit of a, yeah, the wheels are different, so that's fine if the wheels are different. And then 231 would be this one. So it seems like they may have, at least 2 of them have the same wheels. But anyway, we're not going to have a, wait a minute. So those 3 are in there, but here's the good news. We don't have this one, which is the Lotus Evija. So I'm going to crack this open, and we've got a new one in the batch. Okay, let's see in the back. It says the Lotus Evija, born in 2021 in Hethel, UK. Designer Lotus. Meet the first British all-electric hypercar with a target range of 215 miles. You'll go far on just one charge. Limited to just 130 in production. Catch them while you can. Okay, so they only made 130 of these in 2021, so I'm sure somebody in Dubai or who knows where has already scooped up a few. But hey, we've got ours right here, and let's see what it weighs. Doesn't feel heavy at all. And it is not 26.5 grams. This is a good looking car. Let's take a look here at the Lotus Evija. And I guess I'll put that with the darker cars. I like to throw this lighter background up just so that you can see a little bit of contrast and be able to see the different parts of the car. And get our still picture here. Turn this a little. And this car is light, and it's another one that has a pretty good looking profile. The electric cars. Now here where I am, Tesla and SpaceX are up the street, and so there are a lot of charging stations around here. And I don't know if I don't know how it works, but maybe employees of SpaceX and Tesla, maybe they get like employee discounts on cars, because I see a lot of Teslas, those Ford, those Mustang EVs, the kind of SUV electric around here. But yeah, they haven't really caught on. Most of the people I know who are considering an electric car, that's their big concern, is charge. Like, nobody wants to get stuck. And if you're in a certain place, like if you're here, then it's not a big deal because there's charging stations all over the place. But if you want to go on a road trip or go somewhere unfamiliar, it's a little tough. So, but I think I would, if somebody offered me, I might take a Lotus Evija. I probably wouldn't fit in it, but it'd be cool to have. So the back end comes to, it doesn't come to a point. It's kind of rounded off. So the back edge, like right there where that red stripe is on the diffuser, that will be the part of the car that is touching the launching block. And it's light, it's small, it's got that wing up around the roof line. I'll be surprised. I mean, I won't be surprised if this car is fast. I'll be surprised if any of these cars is faster than the BlitzSpeeder, just because we already know what the BlitzSpeeder can do. But one of the key factors is that the BlitzSpeeder has one of the best aerodynamic profiles we've ever seen. Maybe only matched by the car that Roughshod picked. So it's gonna be interesting. But we know that if you're gonna beat the BlitzSpeeder, your car needs to have a very good, I want to say almost perfect aerodynamic profile, because you can't have any drag is going to impact these cars, obviously, when they're moving down the track, and especially at the speeds we're sending them. And if you have anything that is creating more drag and not working on the other end to reduce drag, the BlitzSpeeder is going to eat you alive on the track. Let's see. Does oh, the side openings. Let's see. No, they don't. It's pretty much sealed up. And let's take a look. Upside of that, let me get this in focus. That would help. This part here is what he's asking about, right in here, and whether or not that flows through, because you can almost be probably 100% sure that on the real Lotus Evija, for the purposes of aerodynamics, that all of these cars they're all designed to direct that airflow, and there will be openings. So on the real car, there's probably an opening here that takes the air that comes in from the front over and or behind or around the wheel and moves it through the car so that it stays along, adheres to the lines of the body, and directs the air to the back of the car where it could be used to either cool off the engine or just to direct that airflow so that it's not causing additional drag. And with the wing, use that to create downforce to put pressure on the rear wheels, keep the car on the track. And this Lotus Evija, this might be the car. It could be. It's a good looking car. I like this green. It's a darker green with a gloss finish with the yellow accents. Nice car. Let's check the manufacturing year, 2021, and we have our second car of the day. Yeah, switching up that sleeper pick. We keep coming. That's the thing about when I go into storage, there's cars that I've just forgotten about, and there's a reason why I got them. I either buy them because I think they're going to do well on the track, or because they look cool. This one had both. All right, we're moving. We have our Segundo Coupe. We have our Lotus Evija, both of which, those two look fat. Like, we're starting off kind of hot. The BlitzSpeeder may have something to worry about. Next up, the next one I pulled was this one from the Hot Wheels from the 80s collection, 84 Mustang SVO. So let me just check the spreadsheet, make sure we don't have one of these. 84 Mustang SVO. This definitely looks familiar. Having seen the real car, not the, well, nope, we already have one. Mustang SVO is car number 787. Just double check. All right, 5.0. Exactly. Where are we? 787. Scrolling down. Oh, as I scroll through this, because there are 1,000 cars on this page, and Christopher, you mentioned about creating an app to search for the cars, and this is the Mustang. Now, this one has different wheels. Here's the thing. The wheels, it's probably just cosmetic. I don't know that there's any significant difference, but the wheels are different. And the wheels are different enough that I'm going to put this other one in. Because I don't know. I don't know if... Now on this one, the rear wheels are wider than the front wheels. I don't know if that's the case with that Mustang that we're looking at that's already in the fleet. But we're going to have two Mustangs. And that's just how it's going to be. I just had to make an executive decision. This 84 Mustang SVO is going in. Yeah, this one does look cooler. Absolutely. But yeah, so Christopher was mentioning about an app, and I started, I told him that I'd been kind of thinking about it, but I'm not a, programmer, coder. It's not what I do. But with AI, you can kind of vibe code and kind of work through things. This car weighs in at 41.1 grams, which is heavy. But we've seen heavy cars, as long as the aerodynamic profile is right, a heavy car can perform well on the track. Let's take a look at it here. Mustang. As it comes around, I will take that video. So I started just kind of doing a preliminary thing with this AI to see about making an app. And what it was doing is it needed the information from the page that has all the cars listed. And basically, the problem is there are too many cars on that page. And because there are so many cars on that page, it overwhelmed the AI. Like, it couldn't process all of the information for all of those cars at the same time. So I think what I'm probably going to do, I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I think I am going to separate the car page into separate it into about 200 cars per page, and then just make multiple pages. And I think that will probably, it might help in this process. But what I think it might allow me to do, because while I might not be able to come up with some kind of app, I may be able to have the AI design some kind of search function for the web page. So then you don't have to just scroll through every single car. If you know the car that you're looking for, you can just search it. So that is something that I did work with this past week, and we'll see how it turns out. Now, as for this one, the back end is flat. That's good. The windows are open, and I think that we have seen with the wind tunnel that the cars that have open windows, the air definitely goes into those areas. Now, how that works, does that work to slow the cars down? Probably when there's nowhere else for the air to escape. So if the back window was open and the air that went in this window could then flow out the back, that would be a different situation. But when the air is going to go into this area and then kind of be trapped with nowhere to escape other than the same place that it came in from, it's going to slow this car down. And you can just think about your car when you're driving. If you're driving at high speeds and put the window down, that air is rushing in, and your car is not going to be as efficient. So if you're driving fast with the windows down versus having the windows closed and the air conditioning on, you're going to get better gas mileage in that second scenario with the windows up and the AC on. So, but this car, bigger cars, heavier cars have not always done well on the track, but we have seen in the last month 2 cars, heavier cars, one really heavy, do pretty well. So this might be another one. All right, let me get this still picture of this Mustang right here. And we haven't gotten to your pick yet. I'll get that when I after we finish introducing these cars. Then I will grab your pick, Roughshod's pick, and we'll take a look at those before we hit the track. Just get get my little still picture here of this Mustang SVO. Boom. That is the third car. And we're moving along. Let's see. This next one, I know for a fact we don't have one. And let me just show you. It is this one. It is a Good Luck Troll car. And it even has the troll hair sticking up out of the sunroof. And that is not going to be aerodynamically efficient. But it is what it is. So it's definitely going to have to use the taller cover. But we're going to find out. Is there any information on the back? Nope, just classic troll. And here we go. Let's crack this open. Is that the name of the car? Classic Troll? It doesn't have a name on the bottom. So Good Luck Trolls. This will be the Good Luck Troll car. Sure. All right. Here we go. The Lotus. I was looking at your comment. You have the Lotus Evija. Okay, cool. I think we may have one of those. All right, we've got I guess if we put the hair back, that's a little more streamlined and aerodynamic than if we leave it straight up. But there we go. Let's see how much this Troll car weighs. The Good Luck Troll. And see, now this is the kind of car. This is the kind of car that a student would pick. A younger student. 25.8 grams. And they would pick it because it's got hair sticking up. Because they like that's the thing why I like to have these weird cars in there. Because then they have to make a choice. Am I going to pick with my head or am I going to pick with my heart? If you're using your head, this is not the car that you want to go with for a number of reasons. But if they happen to be a fan of Good Luck Trolls, then why wouldn't you pick it? But let's go ahead and get this still picture of this car. And now get the little video and see. This will be, I think it's tall, but I don't think it's too tall if I use the taller cover. Hopefully. I think we can make it work. Since it's not likely to be fast, then I think all I have to do is make arrangements so that it can get down the track once or twice. But I don't think it's going to be, put it like this, I don't think this car is going to be hanging, it's not going to be around by the time it's time to pull out the BlitzSpeeder. That's just my educated guess there. This Mustang is 2011 for the manufacturing year. This car, I'm going to be, might need Grogu. Grogu is still, that was the worst performing car. This one I still expect it to make it to the finals. I am just going to have to remember to check before we put it on the track to make sure that the hair and everything doesn't hit the legs of the tripods for the cameras. So I will have to remember to double check that going in. But the huge frontal area, the hair is just not like, I am looking forward to seeing this in the wind tunnel. That I'm definitely looking forward to. But other than that, this is can it make it down the track? That the bar is very low. The lowest of that bar is Grogu. And if you can make it down the track, then you know, respect. But that Grogu, that was horrible. That was horrible. That was the worst. That was the worst one. That's funny. I kind of think, well, we'll see what happens with this car on the track. And then it's a premium car, so it's like, oh man, to get another one is probably, and I don't know how long ago I bought this, but to get another one, I don't know what they're going for right now online. But it would be interesting to get another one and cut the hair off, or at least trim it down and see how much of a difference the hair makes in the car's performance, and or take this one with the hair, arrange the hair in a different way, and then see how that affects the performance. But if these particular cars are going for some ridiculous amount, then I'm not going to buy another one. I think the most I would spend for another one is maybe, for the sake of science, and I can write it off on the taxes, maybe $10. And that's a lot. 10's pushing it. But definitely not more than 10. So I'll have to look up and see how much these Good Luck Troll Hot Wheels cars are going for. And maybe, but I doubt it. All right, so we have the Lotus Evija, the Mustang 84 Mustang SVO, the Good Luck Troll, and the Segundo Coupe that are added to the fleet. And let's see. Do the headlights move? Let's take a look. No, those are just painted on. Yeah, that's just paint. So let's see. What else do we have down here? I pulled a bunch of... Oh, did I check the weight? I think I did, but I've forgotten. 25.8 grams is the Troll car. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? We have this one's kind of cool. Kind of have a feeling we have one. This is the LB, I guess, Liberty Walk Super Silhouette Nissan Silvia SIS or S15, or is that 550? S15? I think it's F. Either way, let me first check and see if we have one. It's a cool looking car. So if we do happen to have one, I will be somewhat disappointed because I like this one and want it to be in the fleet. We have a LB Silhouette Works GT Nissan 35. It's the LB Silhouette Works GT Nissan 35 GT RR version 2. Huh. And we have an LB Works Lamborghini Huracan Coupe. So I guess let's just take a look at that. The LB Silhouette is 958, which is, it will probably be, 959. It'll be easier for me to just grab the case and look at it versus scrolling all the way down. Instead of scrolling all the way down, we can just take a look and see if these cars are similar or different. We've got, so this is one, and this is the other. They're definitely different. This black one is longer. Maybe not. Maybe. Yeah, the wing is different in the back. This is a different car. This one's going in. This one is definitely going in. This one is going back into the case. We have another car in the mix. And this one, this is very cool. LB Super Silhouette Nissan Silvia S15. Let's crack it open. All right, and check the weight. This car weighs in at 35.6 grams, and let's get it on the turntable and take a closer look. This one, I think I'm going to need to put the... Got a lot of dark colored cars today, and that helps give us a better look and feel of what the car looks like. Get it turned just to be consistent. I always start the recordings with the cars in this exact same position. And this is this is quite the name on this one. So I will take this and add it in. Back end, very wide back end. The back end wider than the wing. We don't see that often. Usually the wings extend the entire width of the car, but that's not the case here, which will make this an interesting car to see in the wind tunnel, to see how that smaller wing impacts the airflow, if at all. A giant flat splitter in the front, and it'll definitely prevent more air from going under the car, which is good, but when it drives the air up, will that result in the air flowing up across the hood, or will the air flow kind of break away from following the lines of the body of the car, create that low pressure area and kind of hurt this car overall? But the black and gold, we have another black and gold car here. So let me get this long name listed in. This is the LB Super Silhouette Nissan Silvia S15. And here, oh, it's out of focus. That's not good. All right, let me get this still picture of this car. I mean, a lot of detail. It's still the funny thing to me that Hot Wheels, how they pick and choose which cars are going to get the quality detailing, and which cars are just going to get hit with a very basic and bland coat of paint. And this one is definitely not one of those. They took some care with this one. All right, we have the Liberty Walk Super Silhouette Nissan Silvia S15. We have there's some good cars in here. I don't know that, other than the troll car, that Mustang may have a rough time, but the El Segundo Coupe, the Lotus, and this one, those are solid cars. And I'm going to be interested to see what they do on the track. Let me just make sure that this one isn't too wide. It's definitely wide. Is it too wide? And no, it is not. It's got some room. It fits right in to the launcher. No worries, no problems there. We have 5 cars set up, and we are going to, let me check the manufacturing year on this one. It is 2021. So, and the Troll year is on here, 2022. So now I can tell which section of the storage bins I'm in, because the Segundo Coupe 2022, the Lotus Evija 2021, the Troll 22, and this Nissan Silvia is 21. So it just shows you how old some of the cars are that are in the storage bins. And let's see, we add one more in, or you know what, I think what we'll do is go to Roughshod and Christopher, go to your picks, and let's see, we have so Christopher is going with this McLaren 720S, which was weighing in at 34.6 grams. 34.6 grams for the McLaren 720S. And let's go ahead and take a look at that right here. Switch over and put it in focus. That might help. There we go. So this Lotus, this is a car with a kind of standard aerodynamic profile that we see Lotuses, Ferraris, some Corvettes have, some McLarens. Wait. Is this the, what did I call this? This is the McLaren 720S. I don't know if I just referred to this as a Lotus. But yeah, we see some Lotus cars that have a similar profile to this, some Ferraris, Corvettes, all of that. And I don't see, with this car, I think this is a solid pick. I can't tell just by looking at it whether or not it's going to be fast, but I think that it should definitely be in the mix. I don't know why it wouldn't be. Now, it doesn't have a wing, but that doesn't, the wings are meant to create downforce in real cars. With the Hot Wheels cars, I don't know that it makes as much difference in terms of downforce, because in order for it to create downforce, the wing has to be designed in a very specific way, like an airfoil, but like an airplane wing just flipped upside down, because the airplane wings are designed to create lift and car wings are designed to create downforce. But in order for that to happen, the wing has to be designed very specifically. And I don't know that the Hot Wheels cars, when they have wings, are that detailed. Now, some of the other brands, like that Racing Champions car that we looked at, that is so specific to the actual car details, which is why it performs so well on our track, even at that bigger weight, because they got all of those details that the funny cars use to reduce drag. They got them exactly right. And Hot Wheels cars, they kind of take a little bit of liberties and things like that. So the wings on the car don't work in exactly the same way that they would on a real car. So the fact that this car doesn't have a wing, I don't think is going to be a huge problem. On most of the cars, when we say that there's a wing at the back, kind of at the roof line, and that's pretty good, it's usually because that means that that wing at the roof line is going to be another part of the surface of the car that's pressed up against the launching block. And so it's going to help with it getting a better launch. It's not necessarily a performance thing. So we'll see with this car. This is the McLaren 720S. We will find out if it is going to be the car to take out the BlitzSpeeder, which is interesting because this is Christopher's pick. Christopher brought the BlitzSpeeder back, so now he's going to have to try and slay the beast that he unleashed back on the track, which is the BlitzSpeeder. So we've got the McLaren 720S, and that is ready to go. Roughshod went with the, got to take a breath before I say this one. It is the Porsche Panamera Turbo SE Hybrid Sport Turismo. I was just referring to it as the Porsche station wagon. It is 35.1 grams, and it is this one. Now, it looks like they took a 911 and kind of stretched it out and added a back seat. And this one it looks like a pretty standard, car. But when we put it in the wind tunnel, the aerodynamics on this thing, the aerodynamic profile was as good as any we've ever seen, including the BlitzSpeeder. It was right there. The BlitzSpeeder is the best. And this is like 1A. The air, despite everything, the air hit the front, came up over the hood, stayed connected to the body, hit at this transition to the windshield, stayed connected to the body, hit the roof line. And this is where on most cars that the air flow starts to separate, right along here. Not on this car. On this car, the airflow stayed attached, got all the way to the back end, and when it hit this little I forget the technical term, but it's kind of a spoiler. It kind of acting in that way, but right here at the back of the windshield, when the air hit that, it actually dropped off. It was something we haven't seen. The airflow came here, hit, and then dropped down to the back of the car and right off the tail, and it was like a waterfall. The airflow just came up and dropped down. We don't see that I don't think we've ever seen that with a car in the wind tunnel. Real cars, actually, that's exactly what's supposed to happen. That is the exact idea for why that little piece of hardware is there. It is to direct that airflow and help keep it attached to the body. It's just that with Hot Wheels cars, we haven't seen that, and it is, if you missed it, if you didn't see it, go back and check out Wind Tunnel Wednesday from this past Wednesday, and it's the wildest thing. That air comes up, and then right when it gets to this point, it just follows here, gets to this little elevated spoiler. I'm sure I'm just blanking out on what this is actually called, and then the air just, instead of tailing off, which is what we see with most cars, it hits this, comes down the back windshield, off the bumper, and just drops off the car. It was pretty interesting to see. If I can get this in focus, you can kind of see that little lip right there. Right there. That is what happened, and it was just that directed that airflow. So anyway, all that is to say that a car with the best aerodynamic profile we've ever seen outside of the BlitzSpeeder, is that going to make a difference? We already saw with that John Force peak antifreeze funny car, even though it was heavier, the aerodynamics were so on point that it was able to be competitive on our track and beat some other cars. So aerodynamics absolutely matters. Reducing drag absolutely matters. It's the most important thing that any of these cars can do if they want to be competitive on the track. Reduce drag, reduce drag, reduce drag. And I am so curious to see how this car is going to perform. It's you know, what was the, just double checking the weight. I think it was 35 grams, right in that range. Yeah, 35 grams. So it's a little heavier, but not so much. But that aerodynamic profile, it's reducing drag better than any car other than the BlitzSpeeder. So we're going to find out if it can compete, and we are about to go and hit the track with these cars. If this happens to be the first time you just stumbled across this video and you're like, all right, what is this? I clicked on the race, I jumped to on the time code to where it says racing. Here's what you're about to see. You're going to see our 3-camera track view. The cars are going to start at the top of the screen on the left in the launcher. I'm going to give a countdown. 3, 2, 1, race. I'm going to hit the switch. The cars are going to come firing out. They're going to go from top to bottom. They're going to pass out of the bottom of the screen on the left, show up at the top of the screen in the middle. They will go from top to bottom, passing out of the bottom of the screen in the middle, showing up at the top of the screen on the far right. Our finish line camera, the cars will come from top to bottom. They will pass and cross the finish line, and the winning car will be indicated with a solid red light. A solid red light indicates the winning car, and a flashing red light indicates the losing car. After the first race, the cars will switch lanes and we will go again. The first car to win 2 races is going to move on in the tournament. If a car happens to crash and leave the track, no problem. We simply take the cars, restart them, reset the race, and race again. If a car crashes twice consecutively, then that car is disqualified. But the car has to leave the track. If a car crashes and leaves the track twice consecutively, it is disqualified. If a car crashes but doesn't leave the track, we've had that happen a lot. Cars go up on their sides, they flip over on their roofs and slide down the track. If that happens, then that car has just lost the race. In order to get a restart, a car has to crash and leave the track. You can't just be staying on the track. So that is that. We are all set. We've got a good crop of cars, and we are going to find out which of these cars is in fact going to be the one that is going to ultimately challenge the BlitzSpeeder. And we will be over there at the track. I'll see you in 30 seconds. Right, we are just about ready to go. Let me get this cord untangled here. Now I'm messing with the definitely get the cords all tangled up. My son works in video production. And one of the first things that they have the new workers do, kind of like the rookies to the crew, is 1 2 1 2. All right, audio's good. One of the first things they have to do is they have to be able to wrangle those cords and get them tied up and locked down and organized for the production crews. All right, we have a good crop of cars. We might have some sleepers. We just might. We've also got a troll car with hair sticking out of the sunroof. Who knew? Who knew? You see all kinds of things on this track. All right, let's just go ahead and give one of these cars is going to have to get a win. Let's go with the troll car, and we'll go with the troll car and the Mustang, and see which of these two is going to make it. Let me check. So with the Troll, the hair is sticking up, but it doesn't look like it's going to hit any of the tripods, so we should be good there. Now the question is, how tall of a cover do I have to use for this thing? Definitely have to use our hybrid cover. And the hybrid cover is pressing. It's not, well, let's see. Yep, we're gonna have to take it high, even higher. Let's see if this works. All right, this Troll car. All right, had to make a little bit of a modification, but had to account for the hair, and did that. So the Troll car is going to be lined up in lane number 2, and the question is, it's a low bar. Can it finish the race, or is it going to pull a Grogu? I am smoothing the hair down in the most aerodynamically appropriate fashion, even though I still think it's not going to be helpful to have all that hair flowing around. But hey, we'll see. The Mustang is going to be in lane 1. Can the Troll car finish the race? Do not be Grogu. That is not the way. We want to see a competitive race. Who knows? This Troll car might surprise us. I doubt it, but you never know. All right, Troll car is in lane number 2, and the Mustang is in lane 1. Race number 1. Here we go. Three, two, one, race. Troll car lost, but the Troll car also said, I'm no Grogu, I'm a troll. So, Grogu remains the absolute worst Hot Wheels car we have ever had on the track. But that is not what we're worried about today. What we are looking at is whether or not we are going to have a car that is going to be able to give the BlitzSpeeder a run for its money. I don't know that it's going to be either of these two cars, but hey, we are going to have race number 2 and see if this Troll car has any special troll magic that's going to help it beat out this Mustang. All right, we've got the Troll car now in lane 1. I wonder if maybe if I arrange the hair differently, that would make a difference. But I'd have it slicked back, and I think that's probably about as good as you're going to get in terms of trying to help it out aerodynamically. Troll car is in lane 1. The Mustang is in lane 2. Race number 2, here we go. Three, two, one, race. Troll car was beaten out. Look at the Mustang bouncing back into the first section. Okay, so the Mustang is moving on, and the Troll car, thank you for playing. At least you're no Grogu. So there is that. We will definitely though have this car in the wind tunnel. That is absolutely going to happen. So check that out Wednesdays 4 p.m. Pacific at Wind Tunnel Wednesday. Oh, let me get this car off the track. That might help. All right, next up, let's see. Where are we going? We're going to go with Roughshod's Porsche, because I'm dying to see how this car performs. And we'll put that up against this Liberty Walk Super Silhouette Nissan Silvia. This is it. I'm telling you, I'll probably take the video and post it on Instagram of the wind tunnel performance from this Porsche, because it was something that we just haven't seen before. The way that air fell off the back of the car and dropped down. It's one of the few times that the aerodynamic profile of the real world car is actually reflected pretty well in the Hot Wheels version. So we've got the Porsche in lane 2. We have the Liberty Walk Nissan in lane 1. If I can get it to stay put. It doesn't seem to want to do that. But we are going to get them in there and get them lined up so we can see if that aerodynamic profile of the Porsche makes a difference. So the Porsche is in lane 2. The Nissan's in lane 1. Race 1, here we go. Three, two, one, race. Whew. That Liberty Walk car just opened up and took that race, but as it opened up that gap and widened the gap between the two cars, what that means is that the Porsche, despite the great aerodynamic profile, was slowing down. It was slowing down at a faster rate than the Nissan. And that's, I don't know, maybe that's a function of the weight. But either way, that is not ideal. So we are switching lanes. And the Porsche is going into lane 1. The Liberty Walk Nissan's in lane 2. Race 2, here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. That Liberty Walk car, it got off to a bigger lead, and it got off to a big lead. It wasn't a case where it opened up a lead. The lead that it got right from the beginning seemed to be the lead that it kept, and there really wasn't much change. So it didn't look like the Porsche was slowing down so much as it just wasn't as fast for reasons we can guess about, but that retires that. We are now going to look at, let's go with the Segundo Coupe, and we'll put that up against Christopher's McLaren 720S. This Segundo Coupe, it was one of the cars that Roughshot said this might be a sleeper. This is the first one he said might be a sleeper. And then he picked another sleeper. So he might have two sleepers. But we'll see what happens. We've got the Segundo Coupe, very light car, is going to be in lane number 1. Yep. This is the car. The first version of this car was a keychain, and it didn't have wheels. It was just a Hot Wheels keychain. Well, then they decided to put wheels on it. Now it's a Hot Wheels car. Now it's on our track. It is now in lane 1, the Segundo Coupe against the McLaren 720S in lane 2, race 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. That was a good race. The McLaren had the lead until the cars were pretty close. The McLaren was in the lead about halfway through as the cars got to the last third of the track. The Segundo Coupe passed the McLaren, and which means, as always, that the McLaren began to slow down, and that is what happens. That was, yeah, that was a good solid race. If we can get one or two more like that, we'll be doing something. I'm trying to create I'm in the process of creating a template to make this kind of easier. Because with all the, social media, you got to create more content, and I need to create more shorts content and do something with the races. So my plan is to have after we do the races on Saturday, pick out the best one and have it be the race of the week, and then drop it into this template so it's not adding like even more work, but I can drop it into this template and then put it out in kind of short form content, the race of the week. And that race that we just had, if we have two more like that, one or two more like that, could be race of the week candidates. So we have switched lanes. We've got the McLaren now in lane 1 and the Segundo Coupe in lane 2. Race number 2, here we go. Three, two, one, race. Segundo Coupe was like, oh yeah, you liked it close? I don't do close. And absolutely took out the McLaren. Rough shot, your initial thought and prediction could be coming true. That Segundo Coupe could be the sleeper car that we're talking about. All right, so we are down to the Liberty Walk Nissan, the Segundo Coupe, the Mustang, and now the Lotus Evija, which is the other car that he said, hey, that might be a sleeper car. So let's go with, we'll go with the Evija against the Mustang and see if this Mustang can hang with the lighter, sleeker Evija. I have a feeling this is going to be a tough race for the Mustang. But you never know until the cars actually race. The lighter cars are impacted by drag, usually towards the back end of the car. So it wouldn't be crazy for the lighter car to start to actually slow down toward the back end, and maybe the Mustang has enough to pass it. We're going to find out. Mustang's in lane 1, the Lotus Evija's in lane 2. Race 1, here we go. Three, two, one, race. And that is almost exactly what happened. The cars were pretty much even going down the track, but the Lotus never really separated. And at the back end, it slowed down just enough that the Mustang came through and passed it. And that is very interesting. The Lotus had better step up, because there is a point where a car is too light. And it's something that students, they find that out frequently, because that's kind of some of their go-tos. It's like, oh, I need a really light car. And the lightest car I believe we have is this this Tinkerbell car. And the Tinkerbell car is it's slow because it's too light. And it slows down toward the back end. Is that what happened with this Evija? Maybe. We're going to see. There's still another race yet to run, and if the Evija can pull it out, then we'll go to a third and final race, but it's going to have to finish out a little stronger than what it just did. Otherwise, the Mustang is moving on to the finals, if I can get it to stay in place, which it doesn't seem to want to do. this 84 Mustang. We have one in the fleet, but the wheels are different on that one, so we put this one in as well. All right, we've got the Mustang lined up in lane 2. We have the Lotus Evija in lane 1. Race 2, here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. And that was a wire-to-wire win for the Mustang. The race was close. The cars were close, but the Mustang had the lead and never gave up the lead and has now moved on to the finals. It took out the Lotus. The Lotus is lighter. I would say too light. And that did it in. But we are now going to be looking at, and also the Mustang may have a better aerodynamic profile than I gave it credit for. But we're going to find out because that car's in the finals, and we're going with the Segundo Coupe and the Liberty Walk, both black and gold, this kind of New Orleans Saints matchup. Left my wallet in Segundo. I got to get it. I got to get it. Let's see. We are going to put the Segundo Coupe. It's like a home. It's like a home game. Segundo is the next, the next city over, and we have right there. The Segundo Coupe is in lane 1, and the Liberty Walk Nissan is in lane 2. Race number 1. Here we go. Three, 2, 1, race. Whew. The Segundo Coupe, it had a little bit of a wobble sort of through the first third of the track. It looked like it might come off the track, but it righted itself and took the race. So even with a shaky start, it was able to beat out the Liberty Walk Nissan, which is not a good sign for the Nissan, because if you got beaten when your opponent had a shaky start, how are you going to win? How are you going to win if it gets a good start? And maybe the answer is it can't win. But it was just one race. Anything can happen. Say what? Say what? Anything can happen. All right, let's go. Get these cars. Sometimes it's a little trick. You got to use some finesse to get them locked into the starting position. They tend to roll away from the starting block, and we can't have that. Cannot have that. All right, they are lined up. The Segundo Coupe is in lane 2, and the Liberty Walk Nissan is in lane 1. Race 2. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. Ooh. These races have been close today, but the solid red light lets us know that Segundo Coupe is moving on to the finals against the 84 Mustang. That was close, but close is, Gorilla Monsoon used to say, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, and we are racing Hot Wheels. So, being close gets you sent back to the garage, and winning a close race gets you sent to the finals, where we are going to have the Segundo Coupe, the hometown favorite, versus the 84 Mustang, which I did not expect to be here. It's a heavier car. It doesn't seem to have, at a first glance, it doesn't seem to have the aerodynamic profile that you would want, but in a car to win on our track. But here it is in the finals. Segundo Coupe, lane 1, 84 Mustang, lane 2, race 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. Wow. This Mustang, it's the same way that I couldn't wait to see that Porsche in on the track after seeing it in the wind tunnel. It's the opposite. I can't wait to see this Mustang in the wind tunnel after seeing it on the track. And that's kind of the opposite ways that this works sometimes. We see it on the track, then we want to see it in the wind tunnel, or we see it in the wind tunnel, then we want to see it on the track. This is, we were talking about sleeper cars. It might turn out that the sleeper car is the car, actually, it's kind of the definition of the sleeper car. The car that you don't expect much from comes out of nowhere and beats down the other cars, and that is this one. Because you can make an argument for the, you could make an easy argument for the Lotus and for and the Segundo Coupe. You can make those arguments all day, but it's the car. It's when the car that you dismissed, that you didn't think much of, starts winning races. That's the true sleeper. So if the Mustang can take this race, it will be today's sleeper champion. So the Mustang is now in lane 1, although I got to fix it because it rolled away from the starting block. Mustang's in lane 1, Segundo Coupe in lane 2. Race 2, here we go. Three, two, one, race. Segundo Coupe was like, not so fast, my friend. I've got something left. The Segundo Coupe, interestingly, it got out to a lead. Toward that back third of the track, it started to lose that lead. The Mustang was catching it to the point that I thought the Mustang might catch it and pass it, but it did not. So we are now going to our third and final race, which is going to be, it's going to determine which of these cars is going to face off against the BlitzSpeeder. We are setting the Mustang up in lane number 2. If I can get it locked in here. And we have the Segundo Coupe ready to roll out of lane number 1. Whichever car takes this race is going to be today's champion. Is it going to be the hometown hero, the Segundo Coupe, or the 84 Mustang? Is that going to prove to be today's super sleeper car? All right, let's go. Lane 2 Mustang, lane 1 Segundo Coupe. 3, 2, 1, race. That race was close. It was neck and neck until the last third of the track, and then the Segundo Coupe started to slow down, and the Mustang opened up the lead, took it, and the Mustang, our super sleeper car, is today's tournament champion. And now it has the task of going up against the BlitzSpeeder. And it's giving up, it's heavier than the BlitzSpeeder. It is less, well, I want to say it's less aerodynamically sound than the BlitzSpeeder, but you know what? That may not be the case. We're going to have to reserve that judgment until I put it in the wind tunnel on Wednesday. But the BlitzSpeeder is just, on our track, historically dominant. BlitzSpeeder is lined up in lane 1. The Mustang is lined up in lane 2. Let's see, can the Mustang shake up the world? Mustang lane 2, BlitzSpeeder lane 1. Race 1, here we go. 3, 2, 1, race. And it popped off a little early, but the BlitzSpeeder took that race with ease, and we are going to see if the Mustang can it manage a victory against the BlitzSpeeder? That's hard to do. There are not many cars that have registered victories against the BlitzSpeeder. It's just been that dominant that it rarely even loses single races, unless it has some problem at launch, which it rarely does. It just doesn't often lose. All right, we've got the Mustang set up in lane 1. We've got the BlitzSpeeder in lane 2. Race number 2. Here we go. Three, two, one, race. I mean, the BlitzSpeeder beat the Mustang like the Mustang was rolling off-road tires in the mud. That was just just obliteration, and that's being kind. That was a severe beating, and maybe one of the worst, the biggest margins of victory we've seen in a fastest in fleet championship race in a long time. But let me gather up these cars, head back in the garage, take a look at the winners, the losers, what's coming up, and what we saw. I'll be back in just a minute. So I'm in a situation that is surprising really no one. The BlitzSpeeder is still our fastest in fleet car, and it is that the race wasn't close. We had good races though in the first part of the tournament, right up to the fastest in fleet tournament. We had a lot of close races, and the way that I can tell when the races are good and close is because I have to look at the lights at the end on the finish gate to see which car won. I can't tell from the beginning of the track, and so that's usually a sign that there was a good race. And today, for the majority of the races, I had to keep checking that light because I couldn't tell which car won. So it is it's definitely good races, and then you come up against the BlitzSpeeder, and it's just a whole other different level. It is like we saw in with college football. We saw it with the teams when Alabama took on Indiana. Alabama, good team. When Oregon took on Indiana, good team during the year, but when they took on Indiana, it was just a whole different level. And we saw with the BlitzSpeeder, you can be fast, you can win the tournament, but when you're racing the BlitzSpeeder, other level, next level speed, next level aerodynamics. The BlitzSpeeder just doesn't slow down at the rate of these other cars. So it's just how it is. It's going to be tough. You're going to have to try and find the car to beat it. Let's see. Christopher is saying he's going with the Lotus Evija and the Lamborghini Centenario for Wind Tunnel Wednesday. And I'm going to check because you might need to be a little more specific, because I know with the Lamborghini, never mind. We only have the one Centenario. I thought we had two. It's actually the Gallardo and the Huracans that we have multiples. So, you are good there. I'll just put that number down. That makes it easier for me to find. Let's see, that is 567 on the Centenario. And the other one is that you're going with is the Lotus Evija. So, all right. We'll have those in the wind tunnel along with that Mustang, because even though, let's get it up here. Let's take a second look at the Mustang. Even though it lost, now what we do see, and it'll be interesting when we put this in the wind tunnel, just like that Porsche, see that it's got this other, I'm gonna have to look up and see what this is. I don't know why I can't think of the name for the little, it's almost like a spoiler, like a lip, usually at the back of, or at the top of the rear windshield, the back of the roof, and it's intended to direct that airflow. But we're going to see how that actually works with this car, if it has an impact or not. But this car definitely had a much better aerodynamic profile than I was thinking about. So it is pretty interesting. We have, let's see, that McLaren 720S. That one weighed in, it was kind of standard. 34.5 grams is what that 720S weighed in at. So that was not too bad. The Mustang looks like it beats the BlitzSpeeder on the launcher. Yeah, this it's the thing that even if a car is faster than the BlitzSpeeder out of the launcher, the BlitzSpeeder, because of that aerodynamic profile, it's just not going to slow down as much, because the cars are all slowing down. After they come out of the launcher, they're not going to be any faster than that coming out. And from that point, they're slowing down. Gravity, friction, and drag are working against the car, slowing them down. So the car that can reduce the impact of those forces is going to maintain more of its speed. And a roof spoiler. Thank you. That is so the roof spoiler. Cars, we're going to see, we saw how it worked with that Porsche, the roof spoiler on that one. And it absolutely made a difference and dropped that. It caused the airflow to kind of drop right off the back, which is not what we see. I'm going to be interested to see if it works that way with this Mustang, because it's dropped down. It's a little lower. It's about halfway down the back windshield. So, excuse me, I'm going to be curious to find out if it has the same effect or impact, but this was definitely an impressive car. But in those races, yeah, any car that can reduce the impact of those forces is going to maintain more of its speed longer. And anytime one car catches another car and passes it or closes a gap, it's because that other car is slowing down. And then you have to start asking the question, why is this car slowing down? And it's slowing down because of the impact of one of those three forces, or multiple of those forces is working against the car. And the BlitzSpeeder, just time after time after time, specifically with drag, which is the most important force for an object that's moving fast through the air, the BlitzSpeeder is able to reduce that impact, and it just opens up. Because that last race between these two cars, the second race between the Mustang and the BlitzSpeeder, I mean, the BlitzSpeeder was out. By the time they got to the first camera position and past that, the lead was just wild, almost to the point that I was thinking, like, did something happen with the Mustang? But no, it's just the BlitzSpeeder doing what the BlitzSpeeder does. So on Wednesday, we're going to check out the this Mustang in the wind tunnel. We're going to check out Christopher's two cars, the Lamborghini and the Lotus, see which one he goes with. And we're going to find out if we are going to come up and find a car that is going to be faster than the BlitzSpeeder. Let's see. There is a track near where you live called the Emo Speedway, or maybe it's Emo. If it's Emo, I wonder if the cars sad when they go down the track. Emo Speedway, interesting. What kind of cars do they race there? I'm curious. Toronto to Los Angeles and MLB. Yeah, go Dodgers. The cars, the race on dirt, the modified Hot Wheels cars made by Leeway Maximum. Okay, I don't think I've seen that, but we are definitely going to have more cars because I have more cars in the bin. The question is whether or not they are going to be duplicates or are they going to be new cars. But either way, I've got enough cars where we're going to find more cars, and however it works out, I'm going to have more cars to race. I'm going to work on be making some adjustments with the website and those pages. Probably going to break it up, and that'll also be better because it'll help probably make scrolling through and working through those pages a little easier for people. Just, always kind of working and tweaking things, seeing what can happen. But nevertheless, we are going to be back here on Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific for Wind Tunnel Wednesday. And back here next Saturday for AtTheTrack.live. And if you want more information about our science program, that's the mothership, the main thing, the reason why any of this is started anyway. Our science program, all about aerodynamics. Go to the website, aaerodynamics.com. Follow us on Instagram, aaerodynamics, and all the information you need is going to be right there and waiting for you. See you on Wednesday. I am Coach James for All About Aerodynamics, for Wind Tunnel Wednesday, and for At The Track Live. I will see you at the races.